Hello, everyone, and welcome to PMP Exam Success Tuesday with me, Cornelius Fichtner from PMExamSimulator.com. Thank you so much for joining me. Here is our agenda. We begin with a PMP tip, and today we are looking at the three most important exam study materials. And you're going to be surprised, but the PMBOK guide is not going to be one of them. Then together, we will review three PMP exam sample questions from the PM Exam Simulator, and we close with a giveaway. One lucky person will win free access to our PMP Exam Simulator Essential, which gives you 30 days of access to 1,100, that's 1,100 PMP exam sample questions. Let's get started. My tip for you today is a recap of the three most important PMP exam study materials. And let me be absolutely clear. Most people will use more than just three. You will probably have something along 4 categories of study materials: foundational materials, training, books, and then also mindset type materials. But if you want to just pare it down to the 3 most important ones, then yeah, here we go. First of all, the number 1 PMP exam prep training material / document you need is the PMP exam content outline. I mention this as number 1 every single time because it describes the rules of the game. What will you be tested on the PMP exam? For example, did you know that on the PMP exam, you could be asked questions about personality indicators in project management? Wait, are you telling me that you don't immediately know what a personality indicator is? That's why you need to review the exam content outline so that you know exactly what could be on the exam, and you can see whether or not you understand these terms and what PMI is talking about. Then second, you need training. Specifically, you need a PMP exam prep training course. You are probably a really good project manager and you have 3, 5, 12 years of experience managing projects, but that experience will not have prepared you to take the PMP exam. I have a colleague who recently started working for me, and he is an adjunct professor at a large university in California. And initially he was like, oh yeah, I'm doing this all the time. I'm helping my students. I create questions for our courses. Then he started preparing for his PMP exam, took my course, uses my exam simulator, and he's like, oh my God, I know nothing. So having the right course, a course that is specific for the PMP exam, that is a must-have. That is one of the top 3. And then the third one that we have is obviously a exam simulator, because with the simulator, you bring it all together. Your understanding from what's on the exam, that's the ECO we just looked at, then your experience in leading projects paired with what you learned in the training there in the middle, as well as hundreds and hundreds of sample questions that you can practice on. That's it for our top 3. Now, if you are wondering, why didn't he mention the PMBOK guide? Then quite simply because the PMBOK guide is not among the top 3. It's within the top 6 or 7, but the PMBOK guide is not within the top 3 training materials. If you really want the smallest number of training materials. These three here are it. With the ECO, a training course, and an exam simulator, you can fully and completely prepare for the exam and pass the exam. Right, we are now moving on. That's it for my tip, and we're moving on to reviewing 3 PMP exam sample questions. All of them come from the pmexamsimulator.com, and you can see 3 recent reviews here from customers. I especially like the one on the very right, first of all, because it's one of the few ones that we have in German. But here is what Bettina says. She says, vor allem die detaillierten Erklärungen zu den Antworten helfen sehr gut weiter. Especially the detailed explanations to the answer choices are of a great help. And I will explain to you exactly what she means by this as we are reviewing these questions. And this is also the moment when you can participate in our giveaway. All you really have to do is type in the answer to the question. So I'll be reviewing an answer with you. Each answer has an A, B, C, D potential choice. If you're joining live on Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn right now, just type A, B, C, D, whatever your answer choice is, into the chat and send it off. And by doing that, you are automatically added to our giveaway, and you have a chance of winning our exam simulator essential. Right then, here we go. Question number 1. During project planning, a risk was identified that the vendor contracted to supply materials for the project may not be able to meet the contractual requirements. The response to this risk was to contract with a secondary vendor at a higher cost, and contingency reserves were set aside for this risk. Eventually, during project execution, the risk was realized, and the secondary vendor has been contracted to provide the remainder of the needed materials. What should the project manager do first? Should the project manager, A, request proposals from prospective vendors? Should the project manager, B, update the risk register? C, implement the agreed upon risk response? Or D, submit a change request to update the cost baseline? Please go ahead, type A, B, C, or D into your chat box. Let me see what you think, and also participate in our giveaway. I'm going to give you about 10 to 15 seconds here to think about this one. This is a slightly tricky one here, but we'll see what answers we are going to get here. Right, it's very quiet at the moment. There we go. First one is coming in. Jim Coyle says it is B. Thank you, Jim. All right, anybody else? Come on. Send over your answer choices. I'm not getting anything at the moment. I hope the system is working properly. Right. In that case, let me just move on forward to the answer. And the correct answer here to this question is B. Right. That is correct. The question kind of implies that we are currently implementing risk responses and that there was a trigger that happened in this particular scenario. And now at this point, because a risk was realized and we implemented this, we need to update the risk register. And this is also the moment when I want to show you why, what Bettina meant earlier on, because I have another one that came in here from Rohit. He said C, which is the incorrect answer. Now, Rohit, you may be wondering, why is B correct and not C? I was sure that C was correct. That is where a good exam simulator comes in and helps you. This is what you get in the PM Exam Simulator. For every single answer choice, you get an explanation that clearly delineates why is this correct and why is this not correct. So Rohit, you can now see that C is incorrect because the question states that the agreed upon risk response was implemented with the contracting of the secondary vendor. So that is our explanation why C is incorrect, and then you can review all the others as well and learn from the incorrect answer choices. All right, let us move on to question number 2. Here we go. Pre-project work has just been completed, and the project manager is about to start project initiation. The project manager needs to know who will be responsible for ensuring that the value to the project is preserved a year after the project deliverables are handed over to the customer. Where will the project manager find this information? Will it be in A, the business case, B, the benefits management plan? Will it be C, the stakeholder register? Or is it D, the project charter? Please type A, B, C, or D into the chat box, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and send it off. Not only to tell me what you think, but also to participate in the giveaway. All right, we're getting another one here from YouTube, from Carlos Gonzalez. Thinks that C is correct. Rohit has given us the D. Jim Coyle is going with D as well. Okay, right. So far, that means that only Rohit, Jim, and Carlos are participating in the giveaway. Anyone else wants to participate? Please type your answer into the chat box and we'll bring you into this giveaway as well. So while you give this answer, let's analyze this question here together, because the question clearly states at the beginning that we are doing pre-project work, has just completed, right? And the project manager is about to start project initiation. So this is very early on in the project. And very early on in the project, we only really have business documents, right? The project charter is not yet there. So D is definitely incorrect because we haven't started project initiation yet. The charter is something you create during initiation. So D is incorrect. The stakeholder register, this is also not created before initiation. Maybe in the business case, you may have some stakeholders listed, but you don't have a register yet, right? So that means that we really only have the business case and the benefits management plan at this time. Pre-project work completed, we're starting initiation, we only have the business case, we only have the benefits management plan, and we need to know who will be responsible for ensuring that the value of the project is preserved. Well, the value here we're referring to benefits. That means that B must be the correct answer. There you go. B is indeed correct. The benefits management plan contains the details of the process. So some people said that D was correct, and you may now be wondering, well, why is D incorrect? Well, I've explained it to you already by doing the analysis, but if you don't know, you can now go into the exam simulator and look at the pair answer choices and read up on every single one of these answer choices to see why you were or why you were not correct. That means we are moving on to question number 3. And don't forget, to participate in the giveaway, you have to type in A, B, C, or D in the chat and send it off. And even though we have quite a number of people who are joining us and who are talking about this? We got Jim who asks, is the benefits management plan an official PMI document now? Jim, that doesn't matter. The benefits management plan in this particular question here is the best possible answer. Whether it is an official PMI document or not, that's not the point. The point is that where do you track who's responsible for ensuring that the value of the project is maintained? That is in the benefits management plan. So whether it is an official PMI document or not, it's irrelevant, really, for this particular question, because B is the best answer choice that we have. All right, moving on to question number 3. As a project manager, you are leading a project where you have 12 programmers. 2 of them have just handed in their letter of resignation. This realized risk has been identified and accounted for during the planning stage of the project. If no action is taken, you will not meet your deadlines. What should you do next? Should you A, crash the schedule? Should you B, submit a change request to update the schedule baseline? Should you C, review the risk register? Or should you D, issue a change request to update the issue log? So once again, this is your choice of participating in this giveaway: A, B, C, or D. Okay, so I think I understand why we're only getting a few people here. It looks like about 20 of you have joined us on X, the platform X, and I believe the typing in A, B, C, or D on X does not work. So we are going to have to adjust this going forward, that in the future participation on X cannot be supported, because that's simply not how the tool that we're using works. You have to be on Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn. So apologies for everybody on X who has been furiously typing A, B, C, or D and can unfortunately not participate. Well, there's an immediate retrospective for what we need to improve until next week, or rather before next week. All right, getting a few answers here. C, B, B, A. Okay, we're getting quite a variety of answers. The correct answer in this particular case is, wait, need to click. There we go. It is C, review the risk register. The question here is kind of phrased strangely, isn't it? It kind of makes you think you may need to submit a change request, or you may need to crash the schedule. But it's truly a question that goes, hey, something has happened. What do you do next? Well, there is clearly no indication as to the understanding of the project manager to know what is supposed to happen next. Now, let's take a look at what this is. The answer C says, the risk register records the agreed upon risk responses for each individual risk and the nominated owners for the response plan. The next thing that you need to do is to review the risk register so that you can implement the agreed upon risk response, right? So this has happened. 2 people have handed in their resignation. What do I do now? How do I handle this issue? That is described in the risk register. Therefore, you need to open up the risk register. You need to look at the risk register before you can say whether A, B, or D needs to happen, because in the risk register, you probably have this risk, somebody handing in their resignation, here's what we need to do, described. Therefore, C is the best answer choice right now. There you have it. 3 questions from our exam simulator. And now you also know what Bettina meant here about the detailed per choice explanations are of great help, because in the simulator you can read exactly or learn exactly why A that you have chosen is either correct or incorrect. All of this means we are now going to be doing the giveaway. And I once again apologize for the people on X that you cannot participate, or that it's technically not possible because it doesn't track your answer choices here. So let me bring in our drawing. There we go. So we have 8 people who responded, which means we're now going to draw among these 8 people. I believe even I am one of them. Let's see who is going to win today. We have Thierry Braham. There you go. Thierry, congratulations on winning a PMP Exam Simulator Express. All right, so how are you going to get access to this? Well, here you go. Please, within 1 week, do write to support@pm-prepcast.com and claim your prize before next PMP Success Tuesday rolls around. If you are one of the unlucky ones who didn't win, or if you have joined us on X and you weren't even able to participate, again, apologies, why don't you try the free exam simulator, right? Go to pmexamsimulator.com/free and you can sign up to a 7-day access to, I believe it is about 90 questions, if I'm not absolutely mistaken there. Right. And with that, I will see you in a week for another PMP Success Tuesday. Until next time.